Hello guys, welcome back to another video of Just for Koi. I hope you're all doing well, all keeping safe, all out of trouble. Today we've got a few things to get into place and should be a little exciting video for yourselves, hopefully. I'm going to be getting in the air bar for the skimmers, so when I'm basically feeding the koi, the skimmers don't eat the food and it all stays for the koi. I've not been really feeding that much, and when I throw the food in, the koi pretty much swallowed everything up. It ain't even got a chance to get near to the skimmers. But eventually, as I start heavy feeding, it may come over to the skimmers, the food. But the koi feed is going to be on literally on the other side of it, so we'll see how it goes anyway. But like I said, it may be worth my while, it may not be worth my while. But since I've got it in place, I'm going to install it, show you guys how I'm going to install it and where I've got the items from. And we're also going to be adding in more media to the biochamber, and a few other little things that I need to tackle down. Basically, my ammonia, surprisingly, with 3 koi in this size pond, it's spiked up a little bit, and I'm using an API test kit and it's showing 0.25 ammonia. It's actually in between 0.25 and 0.50. The colour's literally in between, well, not literally, but kind of in between those. So this problem occurred 3 days ago. So what I've been doing, I've been trickling the water. I haven't done a water change. The water's been constantly trickling in. I've stopped the feed for them for 2 days. I gave them some food this morning, about 30 grams, which is absolutely nothing. But what I'm going to do a water change, about 10-15% as well, and then top up all the ponds through the dechlorinators. So it may take a little while, but I'd rather run the water through the dechlorinators than to get the hose in, blast all the water in, and then throw a load of dechlorinator. Just want to try and avoid throwing in all these chemicals because it's just not good. Like people see their koi's react and move funny out of place, and they just start banging in all these types of treatments and they make it worse. That's my opinion anyway. So I'm not going to be throwing anything in there. So that's how I'm going to be basically changing my water through the dechlorinators. So yeah, we've got a few things to tackle. I've been going on for almost, how long is it? Oh my God. I've been doing an introduction for 3 minutes. So let's just crack on with what needs to get done, and we'll take it all from there. Before I get to show you guys what we're going to be doing, just remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification button so you can get updated with the future upcoming videos. Okay, so let's just crack on. Okay, so first thing that I'm going to do, I'm going to drop the water levels down, like I mentioned before, around 10-15%. I'm going to open up these bottom drains, which are basically the purge for the bottom drains. I did empty out this one here yesterday, which is basically not connected to any drum or any kind of filter system, and a lot of muck came out. I've got that on video. I'll actually pop that up for yourselves now so you can see that. And as you can see, a lot of muck came out of that. So I don't expect much to come out today. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna open up both of them now and we'll see what comes out of them, and you guys can also see how they work as well. I haven't connected any sort of pipe work down here yet to run into the sump chamber. So I'll just gonna leave it as it is for now. I don't have the pipe with me anyway, so we'll just flood in here, possibly get flooded about a foot. Everything's pretty much watertight. These pumps are obviously going to get a little bit soaking wet, but they can go underwater, so that's pretty much fine. And everything over there as well, nothing should get damaged by water. So we'll open up these lines, and we'll take it from there. Let's open these up. So first I'm going to switch the drum off and the pumps off. Shut off some of the, oops, saw that one. Switch that off now. Go around and shut that off. Switch that pump off as well. I'm going to open this one from here, and I'm going to need to jump round and open the second one from there. Okay, these are being purged. Filter pit got absolutely flooded. Drained it all out, took a little while. Water levels dropped around this much. Around 10% I think, maybe 15%, give or take. I've even ended up jumping into the pond, and I've quickly jumped out and had a quick change. I found this cloth in the pond, which I'm actually annoyed about because it's got all this solvent weld on it, and this ended up in there from when I slipped over there, landed in the pond. I had loads of things in my hands. This wire was in there, which I'm not really happy about at all as well. We got this out of here. These were all around the bottom drain. Hopefully there's nothing that's ended up in the bottom drains. And then also this washer here as well. So yeah, not good things to have in the pond while you got fish like that. But anyway, it's all out now. I've looked all around. I cut off the air pump just so I can actually observe the pond a bit better. I can't see anything else. I do know that there's my phone case in here as well, because when I slipped, my phone ended up in here as well, and the case came off my phone, so that's in here somewhere. But hopefully there's no other objects like this in the pond, or this was actually stuck right next to the bottom drain. Like half of it was in the bottom drain. This was at the edge of the bottom drain. This was somewhere in the pond, and this was on the corner of the pond. But yeah, anyway, so they can go in the bin. So we've purged it, dropped the level of the pond down a little bit, emptied out the filter pit. It's a little bit wet in here. Just gonna wash it all down after with a hose. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna be getting this airline on for these skimmers, and as you can see, I'm actually topping up full blast. And from this vessel, I've got the pre-filter as the Viair, and I can actually blast out this much water from these. I went on my video that I made on this years ago, just to double check. And also the carbon in here is bone char, and it's all been topped up with fresh bone char, and there's 12.5 kg of bone char in there. So yeah, I'm actually going to do a little chlorine test now, what's coming out from here and also what's in the pond, and I'll do a quick little water test again, show you guys the ammonia and the nitrite before we crack on with this airline. This air bar that I've been going on about. Okay, so these are all the fittings as well. So I'll show you those in a bit. Let's just get this water test done and then we'll take it from there. Okay, so I'm going to use these rapid tests for the chlorine again. And this is the test kit that I've been using, API. And to be honest with you, I think it's one of the best test kits I've ever used. So yeah, let's just do these tests. That is from the pond. Okay. And that is what's coming out of the vessel. So we'll just put this in. And these are instant reads. So you don't have to wait for these. Once they start dissolving, you've got your read. And one into there. So this is the pond water. And this is what's coming out of the dechlorinator. And you've seen it's coming out full blast. And I'm not sure if you can see on the camera. Let's just double check. Yep. There's no signs of any kind of pink. These tablets usually go pink, by the way. Forgot to mention that. But yeah, there's no sign of pink in there. So that can go. And again on here, as you can see, there's no hint of pink on there as well. Yeah. Move my hand out of the way, that's not going to help. Yeah. So as you can see, you can full blast out of these vessels. Yeah. Okay, so that's that test done. So I'm just going to do a test for the ammonia and for the nitrite. Very straightforward kits these are. Tells you on the bottle how many drops to put on. You come a bit closer. Tells you how many drops to put on into each tube. You fill this up with 5 mils of water. The nitrite is a 1 part and the ammonia is a 2 part over here. Very straightforward. So what I usually do, I just close these lids and I don't take my water test from the surface of the water. I try and get my hand a little bit further down so I can get my readings from there. So I close these lids and then I'll open it when I'm actually in the water, let it fill up, and the fish are here sucking my fingers. Poor things are hungry. Okay, so that's that. That's 5 mils. So for the nitrite, it says here, put in 5 drops. Give the bottle a nice little shake. And then put in your 5 drops. Give it a nice little shake. Set that aside. I usually put my bottles with whatever tube they are so I don't get things mixed up, but from the colours you should kind of know what reading is for what. So this is part 1. So this is 8 drops. Give this one a nice little shake as well. Right, for the ammonia, you wait 5 minutes for a read, and then for the nitrite, 2 minutes. And your pH one, which I'm not going to bother doing because I've got the reading over there, is an instant read. Like I said to you, it explains you everything on this chart, which is not in my little kit. I think it's indoors, so I'll just go and grab that. And we'll have the reading for the ammonia in 5 minutes, and this one we'll do as soon as I get back. Okay, and we're back. So the nitrite's ready, and this is what my reading is for my nitrite. Let me see if I can get that on camera. There you go, nice. So it's looking, well, to me, don't look like any of the colours in the chart, to be honest with you, but it looks like it's more so to the 0.25, or maybe it's in between 0 and 0.25. So yeah, that's just had a little spike. So we want the nitrite and the ammonia always to remain 0. So as you can see, we're not 0. So that's that. And I think it's been around 3 to 4 minutes almost for the ammonia. And the ammonia is looking much better than yesterday, to be honest with you, and this morning. Because I've already done a test this morning, and it was a little bit, tiny bit on the green side. It was literally in between, I would say, 0.25 and 0.50. So give that another minute, and we'll get a reading off of that. I'll pack all these up. That should be ready for us. So pop these back in. We've had a read from the nitrite. Always remember to rinse these with your pond water. Give it a nice little shake so it's nice and dry. And then just pop them back in. These cases are really cool. Yeah. As you can see on the camera, where am I? Here I am. They're really, really cool. Holds all the bottles in place, your tubes in place. Really nice and neat. And you can also, when you've run out of whichever bottle you've used, you can always just buy the bottles individually, so you don't need to buy the whole kit again. So yeah, so the ammonia is ready as well. So let's just come round and have a look. And the ammonia to me is looking like possibly 0.25. It's definitely not as dark as 0.50. So it has improved a little bit from the morning. So it should improve much more, hopefully, by tomorrow after doing a water change like this. So we'll just get rid of this as well. So yeah, that's the test at the moment. I'll run my test again tomorrow and see what the results are, so I can start hammering all this food in again. But got to bear in mind, the system's only been up and running for around 4 weeks now. The beneficial bacteria hasn't even started to colonize on the media. It usually takes around up to 8 weeks. So hopefully within the next 4 weeks, we should start improving, and we should start getting some nice beneficial bacteria in the pond. So, but what I am going to do in the meanwhile as well, I've also purchased a few bags of Hel-X 13 to add into the biochamber, so we can have more media there for more beneficial bacteria to colonize. So this biochamber, like I've mentioned before, it takes around 750 litres of that plasticky stuff like Hel-X and K1. I've only got around, I think, 200, possibly 250, definitely 200 is already in there. So I'm just going to add in a few more. So we'll do that next, before we do the air bar, or whichever way. We'll see how it goes. I think I've done this video really mishmash. Okay, so this is what's going to be going into the biochamber. Hel-X X13 Biomedium from OASE. I've purchased 6 bags of these. Each one has got 25 litres in here. Each one's got 25 litres of media in here. So 6 of them, that's another 150. So there should be now, give or take, roughly around 350 litres of media in here. If I remove these temporary covers for now, you can actually see that it has started to get this goldeny brown colour already. Of course, some of this is all old, but this Hel-X stuff was the newest stuff that I actually added in there, and you can see it's already started to build up some sort of beneficial bacteria, I believe, because it's starting to form that colour. So yeah, I'm not going to PP any of this media. I'm just going to bang it all into there. I'm not even going to add any filter starter in here, because I added in 1.6 mils of Mr. Koizumi filter starter in here on a Sunday. So yeah, I'm not going to bother putting in more of that treatment. I'm just going to stick to my weekly maintenance. So I'll top this up next Sunday coming, and that will be around 800 mils. 800 mils is what you need to use, or what I need to use for this size pond on a weekly basis as a maintenance. You can do that, it's up to you, which I will be doing until my media starts to colonize this beneficial bacteria. Right, so let's get all this stuff into here and get it all bubbling up. Okay, do one by one. These are obviously going to be floating at the surface, but by tomorrow they'll all be sunken down and bubbling away, tumbling away like the rest of the media. So I won't bore you with opening these bags and pouring them all in one by one. I'll just get all this in, and then I'll get you guys back on the camera once we've got everything all in. Okay then guys, as you can see, all the media is in. 150 litres of Hel-X. What is it called again? Hel-X X13, that's the one. Yep, so I'm just stirring it all up a little bit. It's pointless me actually doing this. But yeah, as you can see, it's all on the surface at the moment. It will, by tomorrow, all be under the water, bubbling away kind of thing. So yeah, so that's that. Like I mentioned, I'm not going to add any filter starter into this. I'm just going to let it do its own thing. And then, well, what's the day today? Today is Wednesday, so Sunday, over the next 4 days, on the 4th day, yeah, whatever, look through my words. I'll just, like I said, do my weekly maintenance and add in the filter starter. Okay, so that's another mission done. Okay, so we get this air bar out. I think it's a little bit blunt now. So yeah, this is the air bar. This is 1.5 meters in length. You can order them from them already made up to 3 meters, and they also do them longer than 3 meters. So you'd have to call in and inquire about that and get that specifically made for yourself. So yeah, and these are all the pipes in here. They've literally just cut them all down, everything into the right size. So it should be very straightforward. So these are basically the longer ones to keep the bar down, and these will be all to keep connected up. So this is also, I'm not sure if this is on camera, let me see. Yeah, it is. This is basically going to be connected to the air pump. So this is the air pump connector. And all these fittings here, you can either have them, are we in the camera? Yes we are. These are all push fit, so you can have them push fit, or you can either have push these in like that, and now these ain't coming off, and now you can either have them connected with like a flexible hose, and then you easy as basically just pushing them down. Let's see if I can do that. Just comes off just like that. So yeah, so I'm just going to get this all together, and I'll get back at you guys once I'm placing this into the pond. I've got the air bar fitted in, not fitted exactly the way I want it, and I'll explain you guys why in a minute. But if we come round here, you can see the air bar is all the way down there, running across, literally below both the skimmers. So yeah, the water is clearing. The surface area looks a little bit dirty at the moment because I've dropped the level of the water down and the skimmers are not working. So that will sort it out once we get the water back up and the skimmers can start doing what they need to do. So, but what I was going to say is, this T-piece, this elbow, sorry, here, is basically coming out of the pond, coming down over here, and I need a connection, a pipe down to connect to this elbow here, and then run another elbow somewhere down there. But this pipe is basically too short, so it's not going underneath the skimmers, and I don't have any play in that pipe. So you can see from either end where it's coming out with elbows, and then I'm connecting both these pipes right in the middle with a T-piece so that the air can be evenly distributed. And I've just basically connected it on to this spare manifold here. So I'll just open that up for yourselves, and this is on a Fujimac, which is an 80 Fujimac, and it's at the moment running both the bottom drains. So I'll just turn that on for yourselves, and there should be, and there is, plenty of air coming through already. So that air pump over there, this 80 Fujimac over here, let's see if I can get focus yet. It's running basically the air bar, which I can see plenty of oxygen coming out of it and plenty of movement, so food won't be getting sucked in there. And the air that's coming from the bottom drains is very minimum, and that is exactly how I want to actually keep it as well. But when this goes off, which is going to be set on a timer with the feeder, which is over there somewhere, when the feeder comes on, this is going to come on, and when the feeder goes off, then this is going to go off like 5 minutes later or 10 minutes later, however I set it up, once all the koi have ate all their goodies. So yeah, what I'm going to need to do, like I mentioned, just to get another piece like this cut a little bit longer than this, so I can basically run this long pipe underneath the skimmers, and then again just connect it to this manifold over here. So yeah, looking very good though. I do like this, very impressive. Very impressive, very nice look on the surface of the pond. I think it might even look cool if I was to get an air bar running from all the way at the back there. So I've got all the water going this way, coming this way, and it'll be pushing all the water from the surface towards to the skimmers. So make the system possibly work a bit better as well. But yeah, and then that way I can maybe even turn off these bottom drains and have no air coming from them. To be honest with you, they are good to have, obviously for to gain oxygen for the fish, but you do lose a nice smooth surface area to actually view your koi. But anyway, so this is looking like that. Our water piggies, oh look, there we go, one of them is over there, the sunkey's over there. Don't know where the other ones are, to be honest with you. Once I was even in the pond, I got myself my brush, which is over there, and I just started scraping some of these walls because there was like a algae line midway of the pond. It was kind of looking horrible. I'm not sure if I took it all off, but it's a bit better than what it was. So anyway, all that's done as well. All working lovely jubbly. So I'll spin you guys around and we'll take it from there. Okay then guys, I think that's pretty much it for today. We've got the air bar on, extra media in there. We've done our water test. Chlorine is fine. Nitrite's got a little spike in it. Ammonia's got a little bit of a spike in it. We're doing our water change around 10-15%. Hopefully that will sort all things out for tomorrow, because I'm going to be taking my test again tomorrow, and we'll see how it goes from there. And I'll update yourselves on that on the next video, or whichever video I decide to bring it out in. But yeah, going to end the video now. Please remember to share, like, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification button so you can get notified with the future upcoming videos. All take care, all be safe, and all the best.